Hi guys, so today I have a very exciting video. I'm going to be doing a first impressions and review on the new Huda Beauty #Faux Filter foundation. I grabbed the second lightest shade in the range called 110N Angel Food. So if you're interested in seeing how this goes, then keep on watching. Firstly, I'm just going to go over some of the details like the claims and the price, etc. If you just want to see the application, then I will leave the timestamp down below for you. Alright, so as I said earlier, I picked up the second lightest shade called 110N Angel Food, and this is for ultra fair skin tones with a neutral undertone. If you are lighter than me, then they also have 100B, which is for ultra fair skin tones with beige undertones. There are 30 shades in the complete range with a variety of undertones to choose from, so hopefully you will be able to find your shade no matter what your complexion. The Faux Filter foundation claims to be a full coverage, velvety foundation that will give a flawless, long-lasting look. It says that it will hide blemishes, conceal imperfections, camouflage dark circles, and improve skin texture. It also says here that it will dry down to a radiant matte powder finish that looks luminous and not cakey. Radiant, matte, and luminous all in the same sentence is a little interesting to me, so I guess we'll just have to see how that goes. For application, it suggests to use the Complexion Perfection Primer that was released at the same time, of course. I didn't buy this, but the foundation did come with a little sample, so I am going to test it out. It then says to apply with a dense brush or a beauty sponge. This retails for 65 Australian dollars or 40 US dollars, and you can pick it up at Sephora or on the Huda Beauty website. This foundation also comes with 35 mils of product, so a little bit more than your average foundation bottle. I'll now just show you this foundation swatched against some other foundations in my collection so you can compare the shade. So first of all, we have the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation in 110N. This one is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation in 100. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 110 Porcelain. This one is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation in Porcelain. This one is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NW10. And this one is the Marc Jacobs Remarcable Foundation in 10 Ivory Light. Alright, let's get into testing this foundation out. I am so excited. This is what the packaging looks like. It is very luxurious, but the bottle is actually plastic, so a little misleading. I have washed and moisturized my face to start off with, and now I'm going to prime. So on one side, I'm going to use the Huda Complexion Perfection Primer, and then on the other side I'm going to use my Stila One Step Correct. For reference, I do have combination skin, so it's relatively normal, but I do get a little oily in my T-zone, and I also get some dry patches around any pimples that I have. I'm not going to be color correcting with a concealer today on any of my blemishes, because I really want to see if this foundation is full coverage and it can cover up my pimples. As you can see, I do have a bit of redness to my face at the moment and some pimples and scars here and a few down my neck. So I'm really trusting that this foundation should do the job. So I've just put a little bit of the Huda Beauty primer on the left side of my face. It does feel quite heavy and thick for a primer. It's a little weird. Smells nice though. And then on my right side, I've got the Stila One Step Correct. This is my favorite primer as it's really lightweight and moisturizing, and it just helps to settle the redness in my skin and make my complexion look a little more even. See, this feels like it is soaked into my skin already. It doesn't feel sticky or greasy. The Huda side feels really greasy and sticky, like sunscreen almost. Now it says you don't need a lot of foundation, so I've just popped one pump onto this palette. I am going to dot it around my face with my finger, and then I think I'm going to use my beauty blender today. So this is what it looks like blended out with the Beauty Blender. The color match is really good. It's super pale, so that's nice to see. It is a nice full coverage and it does feel lightweight on the skin, although it does feel a little bit sticky, and I think it might be from that primer. I did end up using a whole pump for this side of my face, so I'm just going to do another pump and then go in with a kabuki brush to do the right side of my face. Okay, so this side is now finished using the brush. I definitely preferred using the brush. I always have when it comes to applying my foundation. I just find that you get a better coverage. I think that it did a really good job at covering up my blemishes on my cheek here. Without color correcting, I can barely see them, so that is really good. I also feel like the foundation went a lot further with the brush. I know I look super crazy and pale right now, but I think the color match is spot on and it's going to look really good once I've done the rest of my makeup. I can understand where they're coming from about the matte luminous claims. It definitely looks matte, but I still feel like I have a bit of a glow to my skin. Weird. So far, it's not sticking to any of my dry patches. It is settling into the lines on my forehead. I will zoom in and show you that. And also the side that I use the Beauty Blender to apply it, it is showing my pores a lot more on my nose. So I feel like the brush kind of filled them in a bit more. So you can see on my forehead here that it's really sunken into the lines, mostly on the left side. See if I can blend that out. And then on my nose here, you can still see a lot of my pores, where on this side, it's not as bad. All right, well, here is a close-up of what it looks like on my skin. It does feel a little bit sticky, so I'm definitely going to use some powder and set it down. All right, I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, this is the finished makeup look. Everything applied really nicely over the top. The foundation did feel a little bit tacky, so I set it down with a powder. I used the Rimmel Insta Fix and Matte powder as it's very lightweight and it doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. I think that the foundation is looking really nice and flawless. The settling in my forehead isn't as bad now that I've set it with a powder, but I think throughout the day it might still crease a little. I think that the color match is spot on and I am excited to see how it wears for the rest of the day. Now, I did take a little bit longer than usual to put my makeup on. It is now 11:50, so I will check in hopefully in about 5 or 6 hours and let you know how the foundation has worn. If you're interested in any of my makeup details, I will put a link in the description box to my Instagram and all the details will be there. Alright, so it has been about 6 hours since I first applied the foundation and it is holding up okay. First of all, it hasn't oxidized, the color match is still looking spot on, and the products that I have put on top of the foundation are still holding on really well. It's not feeling heavy or yucky at all, like I don't feel the need to go and wash my face, but it is starting to break up and settle in certain areas. I'll zoom you in now so you can get a closer look and we'll talk about a few of the flaws. So I still think that it looks pretty radiant, but as I said, it is starting to break up and it is settling into my pores like crazy. First things first, you can see I'm a little red on my mustache area. That is like where I sweat. If I get hot, it comes out of my mustache. So I have been dabbing there throughout the day and therefore the foundation has worn off. I've also had a similar thing happen just under my lip here. So I also get a little bit hot there and tend to touch that area. So the foundation is starting to come off there. I was leaning on my face a little bit today and kind of itching it. The foundation has come off there. So it's definitely not transfer proof at all. And then if we take a close look at around my nose, it has just settled into my pores. I don't feel like I've had this happen before. I think that it does look worse on the side that I use the Huda Beauty primer. The side that I use the Steeler primer, it doesn't look like it's sunken in as deep. The same thing has happened on my forehead, which doesn't usually happen. Like above here, I've got all these pores that I didn't even know I had there. As I thought, it has settled into my lines again. I do pull a lot of expressions and move my face around a lot when I talk, so I kind of expected that to happen. But it has only been 6 hours. I haven't even had this on for a long time and it's already settling into these lines. So I don't think I would wear this foundation for prolonged periods of time, even though it does say it is a long wear foundation. Overall, I do like the foundation. I think I need to have a little bit more of a play around with it, maybe try out some different primers and see if that works better for my skin. As I mentioned, the biggest issue that I'm having with it is that it is settling into all of my pores. And like I said, I don't think I've had this with other foundations. Well, not to this extent anyway. I'm seeing pores that I didn't know foundation could settle into. It's definitely full coverage. You did a great job at covering up my pimples and my scars. It feels lightweight and it has a really nice finish on the skin. I'm not 100% sure if I recommend it just yet, so stay tuned for upcoming videos and I will definitely give you an update on what I think. I hope you found this video helpful today, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to come follow me on my other socials, they will be linked in the description box below. Otherwise, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!